was interesting. We're about halfway there. I guess a fan belt, one of the belts on the bus, like a fan belt or something, breaks. And we're, stuck on the side of the road. And
in the middle of nowhere?
In the middle of nowhere. And that's why, we all get off the bus and everybody's talking around. And that's when all these people are asking me if I'm from someplace.
You'll hear this and more on Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton story, a special series on Jim Bratton Podcast.
And this is another episode of Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton story. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Jim.
It's always nice to see you. I've told you folks a lot of times, and this is a chance for me just to sit for, a nice period of time and look into Mary's eyes. How often do we get to do that with our partners, Anyway, Mary, I see you got some notes.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about
Well,
today?
we talked about my trips, but we didn't. There's so much more to tell about my trips.
Okay. This is the single Mary Bratton's travel experience.
Yes, exactly.
Or not Mary Bratton, Mary Ellen Garcia.
Yes, exactly, at the time. And everywhere I went, no matter where it was I went, I could go to Rome, I could go to Hawaii, I could go to Capri, I could go to Omaha, Nebraska, anywhere I went, everybody, at least once in all of those travels, someone would ask me if I was from someplace.
Well, you are relatively. You do have an exotic look.
It was interesting. Everybody. It was just amazing. My friend from Lake LBJ just couldn't believe it. Every single time we went somewhere, somebody would ask me if I was from someplace.
Well, I'm not sure that everyone that's listening to this podcast has even seen pictures of you. We don't have a picture of you and me together on anything. I guess we ought to because...
We do on Facebook.
On Facebook. Oh, yeah, Facebook. You might go to Facebook, see what we looked like, 30 years ago.
I don't know.
Anyway. Mary still looks about the same. Me, well, I was younger, skinnier, and better looking and had dark hair then. So I guess we ought to put a picture on one of these. Maybe we'll put it on this one, just a little picture of us.
I don't know.
So anyway, the crux of where I'm going with this is Mary is a very attractive woman and does have, I hate to say exotic because that's overworked, but does have an international look.
And it was interesting because I would say, yeah, I'm from Houston. And they'd say, what? You're not? And wherever it was, I don't know. They thought I was Asian. They thought I was Polynesian. They thought I was absolutely from someplace. I had to have been Middle Eastern or...
Well, certainly Latin.
No, the only thing that I've never been accused of was being Jewish or Israeli or...
Mary, let's back up and say not accused of, okay? Thought of.
Okay.
Well, you've just... God, hey, guys, I am so sorry. That was not intended the way it came out. She's never been accused of that. Mary, this is not the time to say anything.
I'm sorry.
that appears
in
to be
any case.
In any way.
But
man.
I was
guys.
from everywhere, they thought. South America, you name it. I was from someplace.
So what did you tell them then?
I would say I was from Houston. And they'd say, what? They just couldn't believe it. I said, well, I was Mexican-American, of a Mexican-American parents. I was born in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And after we would get to talking, they'd say, well, of course you're from Texas, because I had a real Texas accent back then.
Well, you were working at a feed supply operation, calling on ranchers. I bet you did.
Oh, it was interesting. Anyway, one of the stories I wanted to tell was when we went to Rome.
This was you and your friend?
Me and a friend from Lake LBJ. We went to Rome on a spiff from one of my vendors. Okay?
Yeah.
And we, of course, did not get a free trip. What we got was a reduced price trip because they didn't have enough people to go. And anyway, so we spent,
How cool.
we spent about $1,000 to go on this trip.
Yeah.
And it was great. We had a wonderful time. But one of the times there was, of course, it was a tour, okay? And
go back up now. I've lost track of
tour to Rome.
To Rome, okay.
Okay. So we are waiting on the bus to go somewhere, and the tour guide is bitching to beat the bands in Italian
Right.
about the people not hurrying up to get on the bus.
Oh, really? Thinking nobody understands
Thinking
him.
no one
Bunch of gringos.
understands. So my friend would say, "What are they saying?" And I'd say, "Oh, he's bitching because people are late." Or whatever it is that he was saying, I would tell her. And so she finally says, to the tour guide, she says, you better watch what you're saying, because she understands every word you're saying. He says to me, "Eres española?" And that's, "Are you Spanish?"
Yeah.
And I said, "¿A poco crees que no?" Which means, "I guess you think I'm not." And, oh my God, he was every day. Immediately after that, he brought me a little bouquet of flowers, just a little tiny
Now, was
bouquet.
he embarrassed, or he thought you as a kindred spirit?
I don't know what he thought. Maybe he thought he would get in trouble. I don't know what he thought.
You're just trying to keep
But
it-
he brought me a little bouquet of flowers right away from that to, and then it was like about, the third day in, and it was a, 10-day thing. Every day of that tour, I had a little bouquet of flowers.
Maybe he just thought you were hot and he wanted to get to know you.
I don't know.
There is that.
I don't know. It was interesting.
Because that led,
Yes.
I was going to ask you that question because you do have a look, okay? Did that work in your favor when you were traveling? And the answer is yes.
Well, obviously with that,
But
for sure.
but where people didn't automatically take you as an American with the reputation
No.
that Americans
No.
unfortunately have
No,
and have had for a
exactly.
long time.
Exactly. So when I went to New York on the trip to Morristown, really,
Right.
first of all, I told you that I had gone with a childhood friend, and,
Right.
and we did all of the stuff from, the tourist stuff.
Right.
I did not tell you how beautiful the Morristown mansion was. Oh, my God.
Morristown Mansion
It was Allied Chemicals.
that was their corporate mansion.
Their corporate mansion. And it was absolutely, and to think that somebody had lived in this mansion, and the all of the porcelain in the place, and I'm talking about every room having a bathroom.
Yeah.
All of the porcelain was incredibly decorated. They made them,
The toilet looked
the
good.
toilet and the sink and the bathtubs, everything was just amazingly beautiful.
Now, do you know which family it was that had...
Do I know? No.
But,
But it was
interesting-
absolutely most beautiful thing, and to think that somebody had lived there.
It was what used as a conference center and
Yes,
that kind of thing. But, remember, it doesn't go too far back when major corporations had their own golf courses.
Oh, of
Remember,
course,
their own
yes,
country
yes,
clubs.
yes.
This sounds like that was the purpose
This
it
was.
served.
And this had the most beautiful grounds. And, of course, they call New Jersey the Garden State.
Right.
Oh, my God. The flowers were just beautiful everywhere. And, of course, it was summer when I went, and they had beautiful, the gardeners were out. And, oh, my gosh, it was just so beautiful. And, you could walk the grounds, and it was just, oh, my God, I still can't believe.
So they didn't reserve it
Yes.
just for executives then, did they?
No.
They shared it across
No.
the corporate ladder.
Yes. It was just so incredibly beautiful. Now, I've been to the Bayou Bend, which is the I'm a Hog
Right.
mansion in Houston. Believe me, this place was hands down much better than that. I promise you.
Okay, we'll
it
have to look
was.
up and see who owned that because
Oh, my God, it was
that's from the
gorgeous.
era when we had our own royalty of sorts. Well, of course we do now, except they are of a different genre, but back of the royalty, robber barons, whatever you want to
Whatever
call
you
them.
want to call them. But it was just amazing.
Wow. What else you want
Okay,
to
one other trip I want to tell you about was I went to Mexico City, again with my friend from Lake LBJ, and my uncle happened to live there, and he lived 2 blocks from the Angel, which was, Yes, the big Angel in Mexico City. Oh, my gosh. And it was quite an apartment that he lived in. But he said, like right next door was the Gray Line Tours. He said, I think you need to take the tour to go to Tasco, which is, the silver capital of Mexico.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And so he said it's Gray Line Tours, and it's, very good, and you'll have a good time, and blah, blah. Anyway, we went to Tasco. We go over to Gray Line and buy a little, tour thing to go to Tasco. Well, we get about halfway to Tasco, and we're on a bus, and, there's lots of other tourists there, which at least 3 people on that tour asked me if I was from someplace.
Again.
Yes, exactly.
That's not a bad problem to have, Mary, to be so striking that everybody wants to know where you're from, all right?
It was interesting. So we're about halfway there, and the bus, I guess a fan belt, one of the belts on the bus.
Like a fan belt or something.
Like a fan belt or something, breaks. And so we're, stuck on the side of the road. And
in the middle of nowhere?
In the middle of nowhere. And that's why, we all get off the bus and everybody's talking around. And that's when all these people are asking me if I'm from someplace. Anyway, then they're, I can hear them talking in Spanish. And so they talk about somebody, get on the radio and they said, well, find somebody who's got a belt that you can use and, put it on there and go back on. This is the tour guide.
The tour guide
people.
himself, because mostly Americans on the tour?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, so nobody understands what they're saying, but
you do, yeah.
I did anyway.
Because you're from somewhere.
Now, maybe I understood. So anyway, but I don't know. It was a mess. We could not get out of that mess. So we finally,
So the bus is on the side of the road.
The bus is on the side of the road. We're all on the side of the road. And finally, another tour bus comes by, and they stop and they help us. And I forget, they got us going again, and we went. I don't quite remember if we got all the way to Tasco or not, but then we had to get off of that bus, and we got on their bus. And so we're all standing around holding, because we're all going to Tasco. Anyway, it was crazy.
So you're standing up, some seated, some standing?
Holding on and, what have you. So we get to meet all these other people on another tour, and they're asking me if I'm from someplace. Anyway, we finally get to Tasco, and so we, do all of our...
Is it like silversmiths and stuff like that?
Oh, yes, exactly. Okay. And it was wonderful and fun. And so my friend says, what are we going to do? I said, whatever we do, we are going to stick very close to the tour guide because the tour guide is going to get back. We know that. Now,
he may leave the rest of you there.
I don't know what anybody else is doing, but we're sticking close to the tour guide. And so we stayed right with the tour guide, and it was a mess. I promise you. We went with him wherever he went.
So you tagged along with him?
We tagged along with him.
So like to the repair place?
It was crazy.
This is sounding like the visuals that go with this. Was this a fairly beat-up bus to start with?
No.
Okay. This is not the kind of bus that goes off the side of mountains or anything and kills everybody.
No, it was not that kind of bus. But it was, as I recall, it wasn't a giant bus, but it was... good size.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you could overhear all of this sort of freaked out conversation.
About what's going to happen, exactly. So we stick with the tour guide, and wherever it is he went, that's where we went. So we didn't go roaming off like a lot of the other tours did. So we had no way of getting back. So because the tour that we had joined was going on. They weren't going back to Mexico City.
Right. How long ago?
I have no idea. Can I remember? No.
It was some distance, though.
Yes, some distance. From Mexico to Tasco.
We'll have to Google map this and see, how far it is.
It was several hours to get there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Anyway.
So this is not like taking a cab back or something.
So we hitched a ride, if you can believe it.
You from your gringo friend and you from somewhere.
Hitched a ride, and we get about halfway back, and then we had to hitch another ride. I mean,
because they got where they're going.
Yes, there was like maybe 10 of us that stuck with the. Maybe no, not
How
that
did you
many.
hitch
About
a ride?
8 of us stuck with the tour guide.
Right.
Okay, so like I don't remember. The first one we were on not a bus, but
Like a VW something?
I don't know, something. But the second one, we were maybe sat in the back of a pickup or something. Anyway.
This is like 8 or so of you.
Yes.
Were you the leader of this?
No,
because you
I
could
was
communicate?
not the leader. All I was sticking with the tour guide. And so whatever it is he did, we were going to do.
So he rode back
period.
on the same truck?
Yeah. No, it was him that coordinated us getting on there.
Oh, he was like, and so you effectively built an Uber before its time.
It was crazy.
Ride share.
Okay. So finally we get back to where there's the metro. So we get on the metro, and of course at the metro there were these folks, the other people that were with us. They, of course, were going different places than we were. We wanted to go back to the initial place because it was like right next door to it, right?
So you wanted to go back to the gray line.
So we wanted to go, yes,
D-Mark.
exactly. And everybody else was, okay, so the tour guide helps them with saying, okay, we get on here, and you're going to get off here, and you're going to get on this other metro, and you're going here.
So how far?
And you're going here, and you're going there.
How far out did the metro run?
I know?
This is before you got into Mexico City's upper.
Right.
Because they have trains.
Right.
Okay.
It was crazy. So then we're sticking with the tour guide, and there was maybe 4 of us.
They were going to go downtown?
That were going with him to downtown, back to where we are. So it was just a mess. My God. But we did. We just hung with the tour guide. Wherever he went, we were going.
When you look back.
And it was crazy.
How old a kid were you then?
I was, what? I don't know. 25, maybe.
Even by today's standards, that's quite adventurous.
I don't know. Anyway.
Did you all ever feel at risk?
No. I never felt
at risk.
No, it never occurred to me.
How about your friend?
I knew that if we stuck with the tour guide, we'd be okay.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, what? Well, of course, she didn't speak any Spanish. So she had to stick with me.
Because you were the interpreter.
Because I was
interpreter.
Understood what was going on. So it was crazy.
Now, of course, that was, I guess, the various Spanish dialects were all over the place in Mexico City.
Yes, crazy.
Did they speak a real rapid Spanish, too, or not?
Oh, well, sometimes I wouldn't understand what they were saying, but most of the time I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, we finally made it back, and I wrote this scathing letter because this was supposed to be Gray Line Tours, okay?
Right.
Dependable company that I knew.
Right.
And so I wrote their headquarters, and boy, I wrote it out, blam, 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 blasting them and this happened, right?
Response?
And so, yes, I did get a response, and the response was, this is not Gray Line Tours. This is another company that is using our name.
No shit.
Yes.
There's a bootleg Gray Line.
Well, of course, it was Mexico City, so who knows?
What's a good name for it? Oh, let's call it Gray Line. They're popular.
I don't know. It was crazy, but I wrote this scathing letter to them. Anyway, it was burning in my hands when I wrote it. And anyway, when we made it back, we were safe. It was fine. But we didn't make it back until pretty late, and we were supposed to be there early. So my uncle, who we were visiting there, did worry where we were.
Of course, I have to remind people listening that, cell phones have not been around forever, guys.
No,
when you were out on the road like that,
exactly.
Unless somebody had a two-way radio,
right?
That was it.
That was it. Exactly.
So no way to let your uncle know.
Exactly.
What'd you do when you got back then?
Well, we got back to the apartment, and of course he was saying, "Where the hell have you been?" Well, this is what happened. This happened, and this happened, and this. Anyway, needless to say, now we were ready to go to Tosco. It's supposed to be the, city of silver and something else. I've forgotten what. But, hey, we were ready to buy shit and what have you. And
didn't get a chance.
We barely did. I think we bought one or two things, but not much because we were going to stick with that damn tour guide because we knew he was getting back. And or that's what I knew. I knew he was going to go back. And I was going to stick with him because I could get back to my uncle's place from that tour guide's place. So
you have had some great travels in Mexico.
It was great. Oh, God.
We've covered some things today.
Yes.
We've used up probably much of our time, but I'm willing to. You got other things you want to talk about, your travels and everything?
Let's see. I guess one of the places... place that we went, when we went to Rome, there was
Now, Rome is where you got the daily flowers.
Yes, the daily flowers.
So we'll just wrap this up.
No,
now,
that
okay?
was it. No, that's enough.
This episode has been, I don't know, Daily Bouquet in Rome.
No, yes, exactly.
And Not Quite Gray Line tour in Mexico City.
Yes, in Tosco, our little side trip to Tosco. But we had a great time.
That's one thing, Mary. You always have a great time.
Yes, I
You
did.
have done some adventurous
Yes,
stuff.
it was an adventure, and I'm glad I did it. I am glad I did it.
Mary Bratton, thanks. This is, oh man, I learn from every one of these. I mean, I know the overlay of much of this, but the details are fresh for me. All right, this has been the Jim Bratton Podcast. This has been Focus Your Inner Bitch, the Mary Bratton Story. Thank you all for listening. This is episode 11. More to come.
This has been Jim Bratton Podcast. We hope you have enjoyed, been inspired, informed, angered, or otherwise emotionally stimulated. This is your booth announcer, Sierra Sakel.